each job is somewhere between 7 and 14 days, and you can earn, you know, with your per diem, your mileage for travel, and your wages and all the overtime, you can make 2 to 3 grand in 7 to 10 days.
Oh, the day I break these chains, I'm bound for the life of the simple things.
Good morning, guys. It's a little after 6 right now. I think I'm gonna steal a couple of more hours. And then I need to clean up the van. And I saw a gym that's actually open in Washington. Woo! A Planet Fitness. I could get my shower without having to pay for a truck stop shower or going all the way to the truck stop. Now that there's a gym open over here, I'll get a nice long hot shower in there. I'll go and straighten out the van and head into Tacoma for that job tomorrow. Find myself a place to stay and some places to rotate, and I'm going to try to keep something coming out for you guys while I'm working there. But I'm going to be working 12-hour shifts every day for what I was told for 3 weeks, so it might be difficult to do that, but I'm going to do my best. I'll tell you how it's going for me, what I think of it and stuff like that. Well, I hope that's not a forest, doesn't turn into a forest fire. It looks like the fire over there, the firefighters got it pretty well taken care of. Man, that started to really catch. Looks like they just barely got it taken care of. Good thing it was just in the median and not in the main forested area, you know? Good morning, guys. It's 5:30 in the morning and I am headed out of here to get to work. It's gonna be a 12-hour shift today. That's a long shift. I started this morning at 7. Actually, I got here at 6:40 and it's now 7:45 and I'm just now getting off from work. What I'm doing is, I'll go ahead and show you a couple of pictures, but I'm working as a hole watch. So like when there's downtime on the industrial sites, they have to lock everything down and people have to go into these confined spaces to either all kinds of different work. It could be hot work or it could be just, you know, clean out or something. And I'm at a paper mill and everything. And so the job, I'm basically watch the guys in the hole and watch them monitor the gas levels inside the confined space to make sure that the CO doesn't get too high or there isn't H2S all of a sudden, you know, some of the gases that could kill people. And if it's a fire watch, then I'm basically just watching guys that are welding or cutting and making sure that no fires start or anything, so that it can contact the emergency response team right away here at the mill. And I haven't been just put on a hole. It's pretty cool. I've already been moved to being a rover, and so I get to move around. It keeps my brain from, you know, rotting away staring at one hole. You know, I got to move spot to spot. Sometimes I operate an elevator like I did today, so it's got a nice variety compared to what I was expecting to be doing. Day 2 is done. Wasn't bad. Got 13 hours in, so that's another extra hour of overtime is what it's going to turn into, since I'm working 7 days a week on this job. It looks to me like we might be getting a per diem too, but I thought I'd check again today just to make sure that there wasn't like an error yesterday, because I ended up getting another 30 bucks and I'm like, what, did I get a per diem too? That's sweet. Just finished up the very last day of the hole watch gig, and it went all right. It ended up being a lot shorter than I was hoping. I mean, the temp service wasn't 100% sure at the time, but they told me originally 3 weeks, that it would be 3 weeks on that job. It ended up being 13 days, which isn't too bad. I mean, got a decent chunk of overtime in, so I have a little bit of money saved now, but I was really hoping for another week in there to get, you know, a good amount more money saved up. Good news is it's right in time that I'm going to be able to meet up with Eric. We got a couple of really hot days coming up, so I'm going to be meeting up with him, and we're going to go and do some tubing down the Desuche River. But I figured what I'd do is I'd go ahead and tell you about the job in more detail. I did a little bit of all kinds of stuff. I took some pictures while I was there that I'll have mixed in the video here where it makes sense. But I did everything from operating an elevator, basically logging people that went in and out of confined spaces, and then monitoring the gas levels inside those confined spaces. There was also some hot work watching and some hot work watching inside the confined space. So you had to do both, you know. And what's really cool is I really preferred doing the rover thing, but I did have several days, like 4 or 5 days in a row, I think it was, where I was on the same hole, and there's this outfit that was out of Florida, a big mechanical operation, you know, millwright company, and they usually have their own hole watches, and they have jobs all over the place, all over the country. And so I got to talking to a guy that kept relieving the guy that was on the outside, you know, pulling the basically pulling the airlines and stuff in and out of the hole, and putting in the what's called the air trumpet that kept the air flowing and stuff. And the guy that was relieving him, I got to chatting with him about, you know, having worked at paper mills before, when I was younger, and he had retired from paper mills and all this. I didn't know I was talking to the safety guy for the company. And so he asked me if I'd be interested in being a hole watch for them, and I was like, heck yeah, you know. And so I ended up doing all the paperwork and training for another hole watch job for this other company that's in Longview, and it could end up being something that would help me travel around, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's supposed to be the 19th of August. That's the tentative date for it. On the 12th of August is when I'm supposed to be told a little bit more in detail, and then I'll have some in-person like training on how they like to have things done. And maybe I may be going over to the mill or something. I don't know. They told me they'd call me on the 12th and let me know when that would be and everything. So I'm super stoked about that. And I ended up with another great review. I got told by the temp service when they said that they were finishing up early that I did great work and thank you and all that. So that was really, it's always really nice to hear. I try to all the time, but it's always nice to hear that, you know. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to update you. I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to, you know, I didn't think about it in the morning, and the days were so long. I was hoping to get some stuff out to you, but really all I did is work and eat and go to bed, maybe watch some YouTube, you know what I mean? Like you guys are watching me right now. Just realized I forgot to kind of give you all guys an idea of what kind of income you can earn doing that whole watch sort of thing. It seems to be like something that you could really use to travel. Like most of these mechanical contractors, they have to have the hole watches, and you can get on with them. It's usually regional, but some of them outfits are nationwide, you know, do work nationwide. And I'm still like learning a lot about it, but the income opportunity is really good. So the mechanical companies, if you look into getting on with them, the wage rate's a little bit higher than what I was getting paid when I was out there doing that. And the other thing about about it is all those hours and all those days compressed like that really helps you earn the income in the overtime. So when you do it through JobStack, which is the app that I got it, so JobStack is an app that you can find work on, and it works through the temporary service called PeopleReady. And it's these type jobs are like tier 1, so you would have to do some work for them before you could get on doing that. But the job ended up working out to about $1,500 a week. I didn't get quite 2 weeks on it though, and you usually don't get much longer than that. Some of the long mill shutdowns, from the people that I've been talking to that were working for the mechanical contractors, said some of them occasionally can be as long as like 40 days, but you know, those are rare. Most of them are under 2 weeks is what I was told. But with the mechanical contractors, I'm getting told that, you know, each job is somewhere between 7 and 14 days, and you can earn, you know, with your per diem, your mileage for travel, and your wages and all the overtime, you can make $2 to $3 grand in 7 to 10 days is what I was getting told. So it's a pretty good deal to get hooked up with, and imagine you could really score big time. Like, for instance, out here in the Northwest, they do 5 shutdowns. The mechanical contractor that I'm working on getting on with, that I've already been hired and done all the paperwork, I'm just waiting to start with them. They do 5 different shutdowns on paper mills that they work out here in the Northwest alone. So you could do 5 of those a year and live in this lifestyle. I don't know that you need to earn a whole lot more than that if you were careful with your money, you know, and traveled slowly. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.